This is Zach Yoga, and this is Yoga Science, and we're talking about the Zodiac Glyphs in the spring quadrant of the Sun section of the wheel. And this is the wheel right here, and this is the Sun section right here, this upper section. This bottom section is the Moon section, and we'll get into those two quadrants after we do this spring quadrant here and the summer quadrant. But we're going to focus right now on this quadrant, 1, 2, and 3, spring, the spring quadrant. And the spring quadrant is a cardinal quadrant. Here's the fixed quadrant of summer, and here is the mutable quadrant of fall, and here is the winter quadrant. Now this quadrant is like in this circle here, in this arc here from 1 to 9, this quadrant here would be, like we would call it a 0, because it's even though it's on its way up and the energy is coming upward here to start this quadrant again, spring, March 21st. It's in through 1 through 9. 9's an ending of the sun's journey, and then this winter phase will be the sort of the incubated state, the egg state they call it. But let's focus on the spring here, this quadrant here, the beginning. And everything starts with Aries. Aries is the beginner of the quadrant. It's the cardinal section of this spring quadrant. Number 2 here is Taurus, and Taurus is the fixed section of the spring quadrant. So it's the spring quadrant up here of this spring quadrant. Then you have number 3 here, which is Gemini, and I'll put Gemini right over here. Outside the quadrant here, but so you still have room to write it, but it's Gemini's over here in this number 3 quadrant. And Gemini's mutable spring, so it's changing because we're going into summer here at the peak. So spring starts from March 21st, then it goes upward to this peak where summer starts, which is June 21st. And the spring quadrant has Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. And that makes the spring quadrant.